If you know the history of gambling and the mafia, you can trace it back to the early 1900s, horse betting, card games, illegal numbers games. And if you knew the right mobsters, all you had to do was head to the barbershop or a back room of a bar. So this latest FBI sting shouldn't really surprise you when it comes to the original players. But now you have big-time NBA players also busted in this operation. That leads me to someone who knows all too well how convincing the mob can be. Sammy the Bull Gravano rose to be an underboss in the powerful Gambino crime family involved in their crime operations, including more than a dozen murders. He ended up turning on his boss, John Gotti, who eventually was sent away to federal prison. Sammy's former family never left the business, though, as the Gambinos may be one family behind basketball's biggest scandal. Sammy the Bull Gravano joins me now. Sammy, good to see you.
It's a pleasure. My pleasure.
Let me ask you, how has the legalization of gambling changed the way the mob runs gambling operations? I mean, they used to run the table, Sammy. Now they're just cheating the legal system?
Well, I think they were always cheating the system. Like you said, going back to boxing and different sports, I mean, there was always connections with that. So I don't think it's anything different. And the technology is a lot different. I never heard of anything like that. See-through glasses and rigged tables, and I've never heard of anything like that. I'm terrible with tech anyway, but it's always been like that.
Let me ask you about that, Sammy. You know, how do they convince NBA stars to play ball, so to speak here? You know, does the mafia reach out to these coaches and players? How's the connection made?
Well, yeah, they schmooze with them back and forth, get to know them, and then they give them ideas on what they could do and how they could pick up a lot of extra money. And the greed sends them in there. So I don't know. You know, they don't force them in, that's for sure. They come in very willingly. They're making bets as well. I'm sure that kid, he's supposed to make 13, 14, 15, 16 points per game. So to say a bet under 10, he's not going to make 10 points a game, you're going to get high odds. And what he does is purposely misses a couple of baskets, and then he fakes an injury. He don't come in, he's under 10. And they walk away. Everybody walks away with a lot of money. So it doesn't take a lot of convincing.
So let me ask you this. These guys got caught. Do you think it's going to continue?
Well, not the way it is. That's for sure. But I don't know how they get around some of these things. You know, the biggest things is the coach. He's in the Hall of Fame. He'll probably be thrown out of the Hall of Fame. He'll probably never coach again. So he's going to be losing millions and millions of dollars. His career is over with a stain.
All right, you know, I got to ask this, Sammy, before we go. But, I mean, you turned on your boss, John Gotti. You're still alive. You're talking to me on TV. You wrote a book. How is it that you're here today, still alive?
Listen, the stories came out with John Gotti. He betrayed me big time. He was caught on tape. I wasn't on tape. He wanted me to take the fall. He was setting me up to take the fall. He betrayed me. I betrayed him. We were playing chess. I was playing chess. He was playing checkers. So that's what wound up happening. And everybody in the mob understood it. I never cooperated. I made a deal to cooperate for 2 years and never again. So I was never a confidential informant or anything like that. I was always against it. But being betrayed, I just walked away. It was the toughest decision I ever made, is to walk away from the life and cooperate. And that's what I did. Later on in life, I became a born-again Christian, and I changed my life again. And I go forward. I'm not worried about being killed or anything like that. And a lot of guys are afraid of me. I was a hit guy. And my reputation spoke for itself. One time they did come down and kill me, and I was ready. Um, I think that a lot of people understood why I cooperated for the reasons. You got to be in somebody's shoes to talk. I never cared. I never felt fear because I expected to either die that way or go to prison for my life. And that eliminated fear. You know, it's like you saying, I'm going to go on a plane, I could be killed in a plane accident. So you just get on the plane every day and you just keep going because that's what you do. And you don't fear it after a while. And that's how I was with the life. That's where I am today. I am 80 years old. I'm almost 81. So I guess I made it. Now, I'm not worried about dying with a bullet. I think that's the way to go. I'm worried about dying of cancer and old age. So, more than anything.
Well, Sammy, I'm glad you've decided that Jesus is your boss now. I think you made the right decision. Sammy the Bull Gravano. Great to see you, Sammy. I appreciate the interview.
A pleasure to do the interview with you. And now doing it with you, your name and reputation in ABC, I know I finally made it.
We'll be right back.